Welcome to this Windows channel, and a quick bit of information that's interesting to note, an update on the number of devices running Windows 10 basically. So let's go back 3 years first of all. In July of 2015, when Windows 10 was announced and released, July the 29th, Microsoft had said that by mid-2018, which is this year, they'd be at 1 billion devices running Windows 10. So that was a huge number, and we thought, well, wow, are they really going to be able to do that? Now, the numbers that we have for April, pretty much kind of almost April 2018 now, comes from Terry Myerson, that is leaving the Windows and Device division. And he said that we're almost at 700 million devices now. Last number announced by Microsoft was 600 million last fall. So 700 million devices. Thinking about it, it's not that far from a billion. I mean, they've done a tremendous amount of Windows 10 work to bring it to that number. And it is kind of interesting. And of course, there's a lot of things that change. For example, in this billion, one of the devices in the equation was Windows Phone, which probably at the announcement was they were probably thinking it was going to be something at least bigger than it was announced back then, or was back then, but was killed finally. So, there's that number in there, but still, 700 million Windows 10 devices, and you gotta think about this for a second. This is everything Windows 10. So in an interesting article, Paul Thurrott had used the 600 million number to see how many million PCs it was exactly, and finally he came to the conclusion that honestly the majority of Windows 10 devices are PCs around the world. So that means 700 million Windows 10 devices. You just remove maybe 50 or 60 million of that number, because there's an Xbox and all sorts of Windows 10 little things running. We're at, in the PC side, at least 600 and some million, 625 to 650 in the Windows PC side. So, it's kind of interesting to see how this is actually moving on, as we are now going to be officially in the month of July 3 years into Windows 10. 3 years. Unbelievable. It doesn't seem like it, but 3 years is the number that the number of years that we're going to be in July and the Windows 10 sphere, which is kind of interesting. And as we're moving ahead, because we learn all sorts of things and we're moving ahead in the different builds, we're looking at, for example, Redstone 5 build for skip ahead for those that are there. New features, all sorts of new things in there. We're still moving ahead. One of the things is also interesting is, as the Microsoft is actually reorganizing the top, basically the leaders around its different products and services. Well, that also have a change in what Windows 10 will be and the direction it's going. That's going to be interesting. Sometimes a new leader wants a new direction, a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things. That's going to be interesting to see also. Is that going to change the outlook, the future of Windows 10? But one thing for sure is that as we're heading towards that 2020 date, the 2020 date, where Windows 7 is going to be obsolete, at some point from here to 2020, we'll reach the billion, pretty sure. And it's going to be interesting to see where we are at in the next few years. So 700 million Windows 10 devices. I think Microsoft can be proud of what they accomplished with this. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.